feel a little bit like Jacinda Ardern being like Cox, so I hope I don't look like us. So.
Flag your arms around you, right?
Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and warm welcome to the EVES auctionery here this afternoon for these properties, and we really do appreciate you working with us and working alongside us in terms of the requirements for scanning and social distancing and everything. We very much appreciate it. The people that are in the room today at this point in time are for the first two properties, Bell Street and Amy Place. We've got the Land Place vendors, Land Street vendors and buyers just waiting out in reception. So we really do appreciate you working with us. My name's Grant Child, but Dr. Ashley Winfield next to me here. We can go a little bit closer together. This is actually my sister-in-law, folks, so we're in the same bubble. So please feel a little bit more comfortable in terms of that as concerned. I do need to go through the preamble today, folks, and so for those of you that are here at Bell Street, I just need to contradict myself a little bit when I've finished my preamble. But I've got some team here today. I've got Craig, Karen, Sarah and Gordon. If you're good start tape, they've reached the owner's reserve price today, folks. Then I'll simply put a pause on the auction, and at that juncture, one of the team will step in and we'll give you that opportunity to continue discussions with our sellers and see if we can't help you purchase the property. We've got a problem with technology, have we? Okay, there we go. So we're all good to go. That sounds coming out there? Yeah, it is important that everybody out at reception hear this as well, folks. So the negotiation team are here, folks. If you've been so reach the reserve price, then we'll pause the auction. Obviously, those of you that are here from Bell Street, that auction has been brought forward, that reserve has been set at the level of the pre-auction contract. I'll disclose that to you very shortly and then invite any bidding over that level. So in the unlikely event of any disputed bidding as the auctioneer, I'm authorised to arbitrate that dispute, and I'll simply do that by confirming who is holding the bid at what level, or we can revert to the last undisputed bid. So a pretty simple, straightforward process. For the first two properties, folks, we have no authorised telephone bidding, so there will be no phone bidding. It's entirely up to you that are here in the room. So if the hammer does come down in your favour, folks, then you are then at that junction declared as the purchaser. Your requirements today are to connect with your salesperson that you're working with, obviously complete the documentation by signing the contract, and of course payment of the deposit is also required immediately on the completion of the auction. We only ask for 10% of the purchase price, folks. The balance is then, of course, payable on settlement, and I'll confirm that when we get to the respective properties. Of course, any bidding today is on the basis we've provided you with the buyers and sellers guide put out by the Real Estate Authority. They were in the stand out by the registration desk there for you for your use as well. Obviously, that booklet tells you everything you need to do to bid and buy at auction, which is of course on that cash unconditional basis, and you're deemed to have accepted the vendor's title without any rights or requisition. So I'll just refresh you on the look at that contract. It has been circulated in its entirety there in draft form, folks. I'm not going to go through any further that document because the content is very clear, concise in my way. When you're bidding today, I'm going to assume that you've read, understood, accept that contract that we work to, and of course I've paraphrased for you the conduct of an auction, which is superimposed on the screen here, set out in this portion here on the front page, so very clear in terms of what goes on here in terms of the auction. So without further ado, folks, I'll be happy to answer any questions at this junction before we go ahead and offer you the property at Bell Street. No questions? Excellent. Just a quick reminder, folks, the market is running red hot at the moment, despite the COVID situations and the alert levels we've been in. Whilst we're in lockdown, I called 20 auctions remotely from my kitchen, and we sold 18 of them under the hammer. And some very happy buyers and sellers out there. They weren't held up in their real estate transactions. And again, we're facilitating everything for you today. We also had the property at 53 Ruble Way. John Rose was marketing that. Debbie Label was marketing 15 Marrick Place. 123 Shane Road. Brian and Ashley Davidson had taken that to the market. 121B Ranch Road. Danielle Hayes was marketing that one from our Mount office. And Richard Clute from our Cherrywood office was marketing 207 Nartai Road. All of those properties, folks, have been sold prior to the auction being called. So just a very clear indication. That's why I shared with you what happened whilst we were in level 4 lockdown and those those prior sales, very clear evidence as to what's happening in the marketplace. So 70 Bell Street, this is another one that's attracted good activity, obviously by the numbers of you participating in the room here today. Like I said in my preamble, the auction has been brought forward. The owner is in contract. The property will be sold here today. There will be no vendor bidding on this property, folks. I will disclose that reserve price. Robin will put it up on the screen, and that is disclosing to you the level of the pre-option contract. I'll then invite any bids over that level. So elevated urban views over the reserve, and certainly a handy family location has been the key to marketing this property. And Kim and Phil from our Cherrywood office have done a fantastic job in presenting this property to you. Obviously a very popular home indeed. When we look at the legal aspects, folks, 70 Bell Street is a freehold estate offering you 415 square metres or less. There was some documentation issued and circulated earlier that didn't state what that 415 was. It's square metres, more or less, all as described in the record of title SA 67A folio 290. 20 working days from today's date is your settlement date, folks, or such other date as mutually agreed between both parties. And as with all of our contracts today and all 6 properties that we're offering today, the COVID alert level clause, the settlement clause is inserted in the contract so that if settlement can't take place at the stipulated date because of the COVID alert level, it can be shuffled around and the settlement will be adjusted accordingly. So back to the property itself there, folks, immaculately presented. It's got a wonderful sunny living area and certainly a channels list that I meant to get confirmed from you guys. All good, all as we had circulated, yeah, and no changes there. But again, that immaculate sunny living area, that's what you're going to enjoy here at 70 Bell Street. You've got the wonderful, tidy, functional kitchen there. Being a key part of a renovation upgrade there for you to throw a few pots and pans and around in there and certainly produce your gourmet delights. You've got the large-sized single garage and of course that private rear entertainment area. I think a distinct advantage of a property like this. Also the location, 70 Bell Street. We don't get a lot of properties in Bell Street for sale. That speaks volumes of the location. So without further ado, folks, like I said, the auction has been brought forward to give everybody equal opportunity to purchase the property. The contract was signed at a mere $800,000 even. Happy to take a $5,000 rise on top of you. Great, 805, thank you, man. Welcome aboard there and enjoy the journey. At 810 we are. At 810 and 15 now it is. At 815 we say 20 for you there, sir. At $815,000, 820 it is. 820 rounding me to 8.25 is it there? With the finger up now at 8.25 it is. 825 a bit over here against you, sir, against everybody else in the room. 830, 830 is it? No, it's 827. 827, down to the twos till we round it to 830. Keep the pressure on there. On the nod now at 830, the 2 didn't quite work, but welcome another one here. 31. 31, down to the singles now. 35 would be a good strategic move, man, just to keep the pressure on there, keep yourself in front. Is that just a single, is it? 832, see what you started, sir? At 832, 33 do we say? 33, yeah. 33, 34 medium return, is it? 34. 834, 835, new bidder joins us on the back wall now at 835, against you and against you, man. At 835, we sell away now at 837. 837, back up to the twos at 38, is it? 38. And 838 now, at 838, rounding me to 840, shall we? Or is it 839? Welcome you back in at any stage there, man. Don't let me leave you out. At $838,000 on the back wall it goes. This time out, $838,000, won't be taking any late bids. Second time, perhaps another lazy single, is it? I'll even take a $500 if it'll help you. Third, final opportunity quickly at $838,000. I sell it, it goes. It's over the back of the room, $838,000. Folks, I'd just like to make your way maintaining the social distancing if you're with the client out through the exit at the rear of the room here. Appreciate your attendance and your participation. Of course, congratulations to our buyers, congratulations to our sellers. Just going to put a pause on proceedings whilst we bring our land place buyers and sellers into the room. All right, we'll press on, folks. Number 2, Amy placed the next property up for the afternoon. Nicholas Maloney has been marketing this property out of our mayor's office and certainly certainly a property that's elevated for sun and captures that wonderful outlook as well. You've got a spacious, light-filled family home as a natural beauty here in this great location. When we look at the legal aspects of number 2, Amy Place, it is a freehold estate, 638 square metres of land, more or less. Is your land holding all described in record of title 231512 in the South Auckland Registry Office. 60 working days from today's date is your settlement date set down on the contract, or such other date is mutually agreed between both parties, but of course the COVID alert legal settlement clauses included there if we do have to change. Any changes to the chattels list talking about change there, Nicholas? No changes there?
No, the chattels, the vendors would love coming for a longer settlement as they purchase, so
okay, so if you need a little bit of extra time, then talk to Nicholas afterwards, and we'll certainly be able to adjust that in agreement with the vendors of the property. Certainly the wonderful modern kitchen, dual ovens, along with ample cabinetry, really does make catering very, very simple and easy indeed. So combine those, and you've certainly got the sufficient in this wonderful kitchen to keep the family chef happy and content as well. You've got the 2 adjoining living rooms with easy flow throughout the home, and certainly one of those homes that's designed for entertaining guests and family gatherings with simplicity. You've got the beautifully planted gardens, the raised veggie beds, the manicured lawns, and the Australian climbers, and of course securely fenced in for the little feet and pets of the family as well. Space for the trailer, the camper, or extra vehicles, so pretty much one of those homes that ticks a lot of boxes. So in your hands, buyers, where would you like to start your way? Would have thought $1 million would be a fair and reasonable start for a property of this calibre.
Okay. 1 million.
1 million? Underway at $1 million now. I'm happy to take a quarter on top there, make it a $25,000 rise. At 1 million with our buyer seated in the room here, no phone bidders, it's entirely up to you here in the room. At 1 million, do I have a 25 rise? First call, second time, third. Last opportunity, happy to advance on behalf of the seller then, it's at $1,025,000 with me. Making it $1,050,000 with your buyer there, Jensen. Should we go there quickly now? At $1,025,000. Do we say $1,050,000? $1,050,000 we go. I'm going to keep encouraging you along here because we've got a little way to go here. $1,050,000 it is. Still chasing down the $25,000 rise. First call now at $1,050,000. Looking for 75 now. First, second call, third. Last opportunity. Like it's just you and I. Wait for my instructions at this point in time. $1,075,000 with me. At $1,075,000 it is. 1.1. 1.1. That's where we need to be. At $1,075,000. Are we in or out? First call now at $1,075,000.
Okay.
1.1. $1,100,000 it is here. With our buyer seated in the room here. Round we go once more, folks. And at $1.1 million fairly bid now. Just the one bidder at this point in time. If I don't get any further bids from the floor, folks, I'm going to pause. Allow this gentleman to continue discussions with our sellers, considering the fact that he's the only bidder at this point in time. First call now at $1,100,000. Are we in or out? Second time at 1.1 for the Amy Place enviable investment. Third, final opportunity for you to join us. Karen bids there with Jetson's buy at 1.1. Can you see if you can assist them, please? Normal auction routine. So we'll press on, folks, and offer you the property at 24B Land Place now. We've got Peter Sullivan, Peter Campbell from our Cherrywood office been presenting this great opportunity. So I say it's a great opportunity, folks, because it's so located so close to the Cherrywood village there. You've got those wonderful shops, the cafes, the amenities, and if you're into a bit of bridge, then that's right next door when you reside at 24B Land Place. When we look at the legal aspects of it, record of title SA 27A folio 463 describes the property as a cross-lease freehold, and we do have authorised telephone bidding in place for this property as well, folks. Just a quick reminder of clause 23 in the contract, which states that the trustee, having not been in occupation of the property, makes no warranties as to the serviceability of the chattels, fixtures and fittings. Whilst we talk about chattels, any changes to what's been in that draft that's been circulated out there? No additions, deletions there. Just a quick reminder though, folks, the settlement date has got a great deal of flexibility in that you can settle on the 28th of September 2021 or as early as 10 working days from today's date, being the date of sale, or such other date as mutually agreed between both parties. But I've been asked to emphasise there is a great deal of flexibility around the settlement date, so if those dates don't suit you, then the vendors are certainly open to having discussions with you to reach an agreement on a suitable settlement date to assist you. So back to the property itself, we've got the newly redecorated home there in neutral tones to suit anyone's needs, so it really doesn't matter what your tonings are and your furnishings are, it will just slip in like Michael Jackson's glove slipped on his hand into this wonderful home. It's sunny, it's light, it's airy, there's still a bit of potential there if you so wish to add a little bit of value to the property if so desired, but certainly very comfortable as it is. The open plan living, well, that's orientated beautifully on the northern side of the home that opens out to that private covered deck for you to enjoy in the warm months. Just over 2 weeks to go to daylight saving, folks, so by the time you've settled and moved in, the temperatures will be starting to elevate and you'll be able to utilise this beautiful private covered deck. A low maintenance home is certainly ideal for retirees, young couples or singles needing a little bit of extra space, but it really is all about an absolutely outstanding location. There don't get a lot of properties available for sale in land place. That basically speaks volumes of the longevity of tenure and the location of this particular property indeed. So without further ado, folks, looking for an opening bid now. $700,000, we're underway now at $700,000. Welcome aboard there, sir, and enjoy the journey. Having to travel the $20,000 rises from here at $700,000. So I have a $20,000 rise. Here's your opportunity. Let's get on the bike for bidding now. 700 the opening bid now. Do I have 20? First call. Second time, 720. Welcome aboard there, sir, at 720. Back to you for 40 now. At 740, back in the lead with my starter bidder, sir, making it 60, shall we now? At $740,000, are you in or out? First call now at $740,000, are we in or out now? Second time. Perfect. Last opportunity. How's that phone bidder travelling up the back there at 740? Having to go 760 for them. Having it up 760, got your bid there, sir. Well, got it here first at 760, back to you for 780, or is it on the phone there, sir? At $760,000 in front down there, 780 now. At $780,000, fairly bid down here. At 780,000, at 780 it is. Now having to take a 10 if it's going to help you then. At $780,000, maybe a 10, put yourself back in front there. Second time now. Third, last opportunity, otherwise we can pause and discuss with the high bidder here at 780. Recording bids here at $780,000. Can you see if you can assist the gentleman, please? Sure. Alright, back we go, folks, at number 2, name and place. I have an amended bid now. Sir, can you just confirm your amended bid, please, for me at $1,150,000? At $1,150,000, folks, as the owners of the property who instruct me, I sell to the highest bidder here today. On the market it goes now, $1,150,000 in favour of our buyer over here on the right-hand side. First call now, second time, third, last opportunity. It goes, Congratulations, folks. Congratulations to our sellers, and really appreciate it. And thank you for your cooperation. If you wouldn't mind just... Thank you. And if you just exit through the rear door, please. Thank you, much appreciated. Right, folks, good afternoon, welcome to the EVES auction room here, and we'd just like to start off our 1:30 session today by extending our sincere thanks for your cooperation in terms of assisting us in complying with these. I know it's a bit of a nuisance, but we do value you, our clients and customers. We value your safety as well as the safety of their salespeople, and it's been certainly proven that we can still transact in this manner here, because we've had bidding on all 3 of the first properties we've we've sold 2 of them, one's still under negotiation, so when that's concluded it will come back. So we are separating everything, and we do appreciate you complying with the social distancing. So the wires that we've got in the room here are here for 8 Fairley Grove and 20 Rochford Place, and the wires for our last property, Eagle Street, are waiting out at reception. So I just need to go through the preamble again, folks, to make sure that you are very clear on what we're bidding and applying the terms and conditions here today. My name's Grant Charles, simply as the auctioneer to facilitate proceedings. So I've got Dr. Ashley Bloomfield looking after things here right next to me as well, because I kind of feel a little bit like Jacinda up the front here with mask on, mask off. But so Robin will look after all the technology in the auction room. We've got Craig, Karen, and Sarah Gordon on hand here today. They are here. If your bids don't reach the owner's reserve price, folks, then that's when I'll put a pause on the auction, and local property and lien place in our 1 o'clock session is still being negotiated. So we want to give everybody equal opportunity to be able to purchase the property. Of course, if you make any amendments and it comes back to me, I'll confirm the amendments and then confirm our vendor's instructions to either sell the property or to close the auction and carry on. But if we do close the auction, folks, be very clear, anybody can come forward with an offer, and that does include conditional buyers as well. So give it your best shot here today, folks. You did buy on the basis we've provided you with the buyers and sellers guide put out by the Real Estate Authority. Of course, that gives you all the guidance you need to be able to bid and buy at auction, which is of course on that cash unconditional basis. And as is with standard with auctions right throughout New Zealand, is you are deemed to have accepted the vendor's title without any rights of requisition. So to the contract I take you now, folks. It's been widely circulated in draft form. Finalised copies in the stand out by the registration desk out there where you registered and sanitised. I'm not going to go through that document in its entirety. It's a very clear, concise and accurate document in my opinion. So by way of your bidding, I'm going to assume that you've read, understood and accept that contract. But let's have a quick look back on the front page here. That sets out the conduct of auction. We've superimposed that in blue for you on the screen. Basically that says that the owner has set a reserve price subject to that being reached or exceeded, then the highest bidder will be the purchaser. Now if the hammer falls in your favour, folks, your only obligation today prior to commencing any of your celebrations is of course sign the contract, and your sales consultant that you're working with will assist you with that. Of course, payment of the deposit is also required, and you can do that electronically out of reception as well. In the unlikely event of any disputed bidding, as the auctioneer, I'm authorised to arbitrate that dispute, or I have the choice of reverting back to the last undisputed bid, depending on how it goes, will depend on how on what I decide there. We do have authorised telephone bidding on a couple of properties. I'll alert you to that as we get to them here this afternoon in a 1:30 session, but I have no authorisation to accept telephone bids on the first property being 8 Fairley Grove. So vendor bidding, folks, I just want to touch on that. If your bids don't take me to the owner's reserve price and we're too far away from the owner's instructions and we've only got one person that's participating in the auction, then I'll simply assist you by submitting what we call a vendor bid. I'm the only one that's authorised to submit bids on behalf of our vendors. I will disclose it very clearly to you as a vendor bid. So if I'm holding a bid at any level, then essentially you can take it from the owners through me. They're saying to you, thanks, but no thanks. If you wish to purchase the property, you will need to be above that level. So just wanted to clear any issues that might be there and concerns about vendor bidding. So 8 Fairley Grove is the first one up at our 1:30 session, folks. Obviously, Naomi Gray has been marketing this property out of our lakes, and we were scheduled for this property on the 19th of August, but level 4 hit. We pushed it out just to give you that little bit more time to do your homework, folks. So your opportunity is here with this property to buy a home in a nice quiet cul-de-sac with walking distance to the local primary and college indeed. It is a freehold estate, 430 square metres of land, more or less, is your land holding, all described in record of title 772128 in the South Auckland Registry Office. 20 working days from today's date, or such other date is mutually agreed between both parties, is your settlement date. Channels list there, Naomi, any changes to that? No additions, deletions, so all that's circulated out there, folks. Back to the property itself, you've got a 2-year-old generation home, so you've got that 8-year warranty that's still there on the property, and that can be transferred to the new owner as well. But I think the biggest benefit of this property is the lovely neutral tones throughout the home there. Certainly a very well-proportioned family home, in my opinion, with the 3 bedrooms, dual facilities, internal access, double garage. So, you know, there's some key boxes that are ticked in terms of buying a quality home indeed. Of course, it's wonderful low maintenance construction there. You've got the potential to personalise the outdoors if you so wish to suit your own desires, but a nice easy care property, freeing up all the time to do the fun things in life instead of being tied to lawns and gardens and things on your weekend. So without further ado, folks, I know we've got people who have been waiting for today to come round. In your hands now, where would you like to start me away? Would have thought a $900,000 start would be a fair and reasonable start to get us underway for this property. Somebody start me away at 9? It's 900,000, not 9 o'clock tonight. Somebody start me at 9? Sure. Would have thought I would have seen a Mexican wave at that sort of level for a property of this calibre. If you don't start it, folks, I'm happy to get you underway with the vendor bid then. Alright, I'll start you away then. Vendor bid now at $900,000 with me, starting the auction to give you the opportunity to bid and play and participate in the auction now at $900,000. Chasing down to $20,000 rise now. At $900,000, who what's up? 20 now. Here's your opportunity now. 920, is it there? Confirming that at 920 it is. $920,000 over here on the left hand side. Welcome aboard there. Do I hear 940 now? It's at $920,000. 940. Welcome aboard on the back wall now at 940. At $940,000, just to turn it at this point in time. Do I have another 20 rise? Here's your chance now at 940 on the back wall now. In or out now for 960. First call now. Second time. I'm going to take a 10 if it'll help you. And around now, $940,000. Take a 10 if that's going to facilitate proceedings for you. First call now, second time. Third, got your bid there, 950 it is now. 950, a little lethargic, but we'll get there at 950, making it 60 showing at $950,000. There it is in the centre now at 950. In for another 10 over there, man. First call now, 960 back in again at 960. Yes, you with your buy there, Judy, at 970 now. At 970, making it 80 showing. 980 at the back wall now. At $980,000 at 990. 990. Triple over the money here. I would now $990,000. We round it to an even million there, man. First call now at $990,000. The high bidder gets the opportunity to work with our seller here today at $1 million even now. At $1 million even on the back wall now at an even $1 million. We're selling right here today, folks. Make no mistake about it, but at $1,010,000. Back in again now at $1,010,000, making it 20 showing. At $1,010,000 even, selling away now. First call now, have to take a 5 if it'll help you. Otherwise I sell them at $1,010,000. Second call now at $1,010,000, I'll take 15, is it? 15 now. At $1,015,000, late comer on the back wall now. At $1,015,000, making it 20, shall we? At $1,020,000. $1,020,000, 25 now. At $1,025,000, 30 here. At $1,030,000, rounding it to 35, shall we? On the nod there at 30 now. At $1,030,000. At 35, brother. It's $1,035,000 at the back, making it $1,040,000 now. At $1,040,000 it is at 45. At $1,045,000, but you've been there, sir, at $1,045,000. Don't worry, you can bid against yourself there, man. It strengthens your position, but it's back at $1,050,000 here now. At $1,050,000 and 55. $1,055,000, seated in the back left, right hand corner here, your left. At $1,055,000 and 60 now. At 65, straight back, immediate retort. At $1,065,000 and selling away now. First call now at $1,065,000, are we in or out? Hasn't done its time. Second call now, 70. 66. 66? 66 it is. At $1,066,000. $1,070,000. $1,070,000. Staying strong in the back right hand corner now at $1,070,000. Another single, is it? First call now at $1,070,000 and selling. Second time at $1,070,000 it goes. Won't be taking any late bids. Another lazy single is it? Third. Final call it goes at $1,70,000. Done, finished, signed. It goes, it goes. So you make one hit, done at $170,000. My congratulations to you folks. Congratulations to our sellers. We're just going to pop back to our the last property in our 1 o'clock session, folks. The number 24B Land Place. I have amended the bid now from $780,000 to $802,000. Can you just confirm that bid for me, please, sir? At $802,000. Your instructions, folks, as I sell with this gentleman down here for the want of a better bid. At $802,000, it's on the market. It sells away down here at $802,000. Land Place, great opportunity, enviable investment, a great location. First call now at $802,000. Happy to take a lazy single if it's there. Second time now. Third, last opportunity. Quickly, it goes. It goes. Congratulations, of course, to our sellers. And just wait to give these folks a little bit of time to vacate at the rear of the auction room, folks, and we'll be back with you in a moment. Right, moving straight on, folks. Number 20, Rochford Crescent is the next one up for this afternoon. Nicholas Maloney from our Lakes office has been certainly marketing this property. Certainly a very prestigious neighbourhood of these that I would suspect he'd fair to say about this one there. Nicholas, it's a 2016 built residence designed for those who love to entertain both indoors and outdoors as well. The legal aspects of the property is a freehold estate, 553 square metres of land more or less as your land holding, all described in record of title 651589. Now, just a quick reminder, folks: the pots and the plants are excluded from the sale. They do not stay. 20 working days from today's date is your settlement date. A bit of flexibility around that, and of course, the COVID settlement clause inserted in the contract. If we do move to a different alert level, it allows a bit of flexibility there. Any changes to the channels list at all there, other than those exclusion of the pots and plants? No changes there. Just a quick reminder also, folks, that clause 23 purchaser acknowledges that you've been made aware that the spa pool may not comply with council bylaws. The vendor will install a new safety cover prior to settlement, however, does not give any warranties pursuant to clause 9 in respect of the spa pool and the purchasers. You acknowledge that. So, all up to date there with the terms and conditions that you bid on, but let's go back to the property where you can feast your eyes and your appetite on this dazzling designer kitchen there. You will have certainly witnessed that when you viewed the property, certainly well equipped with that recessed pantry. The engineered stone island, absolutely superb for the crew to get around and chat with the cook. I've just actually put a new kitchen in my place. Thankfully it was finished just before lockdown. We've got that island beach, and it certainly facilitates the ease of the busy times of the day indeed. You've got the separate media room here for casual pizzas or with the Netflix going, or perhaps throw open the doors there and move to the outside in the twilight there for that wonderful barbecue area and that covered patio. As I mentioned earlier in the earlier session with one of the earlier properties, just over 2 weeks to daylight savings, so facilities like that are really going to come to the fore very soon indeed. You've certainly got a stunning home here, folks, handy to all the best community amenities that the Lakes is well known for out there. So without further ado, we won't hold anybody up any longer. Who would like to be the new owner, and where would you like to start bidding away? I would have thought 1 million? 1 million even, a little bit of an optimistic start, but that's okay. I didn't quite get the rest of the figures out, but that's okay, no problems at all. And 1 million, with no option but to travel $50,000 rises for a property this calendar year. At $1 million it started over here, and $1 million even. Who goes 50 on top? Let's go there quickly now. First call, second time. Third, last opportunity, $1,050,000 on behalf of the vendor. Then, sir, not even slightly confused, long way to go. 1-1 do we say for you? At 1-1 it is now. $1,100,000 even down here with my starter bidder. Appreciate you working with me there, sir. Who takes me to 1150. First call, second time. Third, last opportunity, are we in around? 1150 on behalf of the vendor. Then, sir, no confusion with me. At $1,150,000. Happy to take a 25 from there if it's will help you. 1175 it is. Appreciate you working alongside me. At $1,175,000 there. That rounds me to 1.2. First call now. Second time. Third. Last opportunity for you to join us. This is just the gentleman over here. 1.2 it is. Welcome aboard there at 1.2 now. Another 25 on top that we say there, sir. 225 it is. 125 2 1/4 with my buyer bidder over here on the right hand side at $1,225,000 against your buyer there, Jensen. Do I say 1150 for them? First call out $1,225,000. Do I have 250? Second call now. Third, last opportunity to interrupt. Quickly, otherwise we pause, we keep discussing over here. $1,225,000, your bid, sir. Craig, will you see if you can assist the gentleman, please? Alright, folks, we'll press on off you the last property for the afternoon, and this is probably at number 16, EVES. Your package from our Bethlehem office has done an outstanding job marketing this property. Now, this auction has been brought forward, so the owners are in contract. I'm going to disclose the level of the contract very shortly to you. Robin will make it come up on the screen for you. There is not a bid that you'll see on the screen there, although it starts off as an opening bid. It is the level of the pre-auction contract. I'll then invite any bids over that level. So, being very clear on that, there will be no vendor bidding on this property, folks. It's entirely up to you. The property is here to be sold this afternoon. Located on the Northern Ridge Estate there, built around about 2007, with low maintenance materials. Is this absolute classic home here, ideal for family living indeed. The legal aspects of it is described as a freehold estate, 668 square metres of land, more or less, is what's on offer, all described in record of title 235651 in the South Auckland Registry Office. 20 working days deal and a settlement date, with flexibility around that, the mutual agreement, of course the COVID settlement clause is inserted in the contract. If we move to a different level, that can be flexible. Any changes to the channels listed all there? No changes there, so we'll confirm there for you. That's the legal aspects. All that leads me to is to remind you about the open plan with that lounge in this property here. With open plan living there, you can see there on the screen there at the top there, you've got the high ceiling that provides that wonderful sense of space in the home as well, making it nice, light and airy as well. You can watch the kids play from the north-facing backyard and play in the north-facing backyard from the kitchen there. So certainly outstanding flow to the indoors and the outdoors as well there. And again, it really does accentuate the fact that it is a wonderful family home indeed. You've got that peaceful rural feel about the property, and I think one of the biggest attractions here is all the toys that come around there. Just absolutely gorgeous, sitting back there in your backyard there, listening to the toys whistling away there and keeping you company. The local shopping centre not too far away, folks. So without further ado, like I said, the owner is in contract. Property is here to be sold today. That contract's been signed at $920,000, and I'm happy to take anything on top. That's the right $5,000 rise to give you the opportunity. 925, sir, thank you. Welcome aboard there at $925,000. In the back of the room here, we sell to the highest bidder. There's no telephone bidding on this one, folks. It's entirely up to you here in the room. Your owner at the back left-hand corner now at $925,000. Do I hear 930? 930, new buyer joins us over here at 930. At 930, rounding up to 35 to be certain. Not 935 now. At 935, it gets you down here. 940 back in for the enviable Eagle Street investment at 940. 945 takes the lead back at 945. 945, 950. That's the way to do it there. Keep the pressure on at 950 now. $950,000. Another 5 on top. 955 it is. At $955,000, another 5 for the enviable investment here. It's a great location. At 955, triple O selling away here. What about you in the centre here, sir? At 955, I sell. Highest bid owns it. What about 55, 60, 960. Got it here in the centre first there at 960, 65. Back again on the left-hand side now at 965. Rounding into 70, shall we? At 970 on the nod. At 970 and 9 3/4. Back in the lead on the back left-hand corner now at 975. Triple O making it 82 with this, sir. At 80 he says on the nod. At 85 straight back now. At 985 it is making it 90. You can round at 90 it is. At 990, a strategic move would be straight to $1 million. Shall we do that, sir? $1 million, is it? And $1 million even in the back left-hand corner now at $1 million. Be encouraged by that soon. Don't think for soon. Buy at $1 million even here. Perhaps another 5 on top. Here's your chance now at $1,000,005. He says yes. At $1,005,005 we go. Another 5's at $1,010,000. At $1,010,000 for Eagle Street. Here it goes now. Are you absolutely sure? At $1,010,000. What about you over here on the right hand side, folks? What about at 2.5? I'll even take a single. I sell to the highest bidder. I have no friends in the auction room. My job is here to sell to the highest bidder. At $1,010,000. That's a lazy single, make it 11 there, sir. At 11 he says. At $1,011,000. Where do we go from there, sir? Straight to 15, is it? To keep the pressure on? 12. At $1,012,000 it is. At $1,012,000. 13 do we say? 13 on the 9. At 15. Straight back now at $1,015,000. At $1,015,000. That's one rule there. At $1,015,000 quickly now, otherwise it goes at $1,015,000. Who's scored now at $1,015,000? What about a lazy 500 you can pop on top there, sir? At $1,015,000. Second call now in the back left-hand corner. Celebrate at $1,015,000 for Eagle Street. It goes. For the third and final call, done for the sign, it's going. It's all the way to the room now. Congratulations to ourselves. Appreciate the spirit of the folks. We'll be back to you. We'll result. Right, back we go, folks. Finishing off the day for 20 Roxwood Crescent. We have an amended bid now. Sir, can you just confirm your amended bid, please, at $1,275,000? At $1.275 million, folks, your instructions are I sell to the highest bidder. On the market it goes there. Here's your opportunity now, lady with Jensen there. Otherwise, I'll sell down here at $1,275,000 for the one will get a bid. Maybe a lazy single on top. Your opportunity is here, but the hammer's up. First call now, 1275 000. Second time, down it goes then. Third, final call it goes. $1,275,000. Congratulations to you folks, and of course, congratulations to all our buyers and sellers. 6 properties sold under the hammer here today. We have 6 up, so great opportunity on behalf of the team at EVES. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.
Well done, you guys. So